Well, boys, he did it. The madman did it. Nick Walker, 2021 Arnold Classic champion. What a show. I was watching prejudging and he looked on. He looked amazing prejudging. But I honestly did not expect the showing that he had. The package he put together was absolutely amazing. I don't know where he goes from here. Where do you go from here in 2 weeks? I mean, it just looks amazing. Huge congrats. Huge congrats, Nick. You earned this. Every accolade. You deserve it. All of your... you backed up every word that you said. You said you were going to take it. You took it. And now it's hard for anyone to deny you a shot at the top 5 in 2 weeks. I would find it extremely difficult for anyone to deny you a spot in the top 5, maybe 6, because Bonac wasn't there at the Arnold. But top 5, if you can come in looking like this, it's just, I am so excited for the Olympia. What an awesome show. What an awesome show, Nick. Congratulations out of the way. I did want to talk about the prejudging. From the prejudging, I really got the sense that it was going to be a fight between Nick and Steve. They came out, just the two of them on stage, and they were battling it out, and they both looked good. Nick's condition looked a little bit better, but Steve stood right next to him with size, structure. But they compared those two guys just by themselves, so it seemed like it was going to be Nick and Steve fighting it out for number 1 and number 2. Naturally, I did have Nick in the number 1 spot. You can see here the photo to the right, even just the hamstrings. Nick's conditioning was just, it couldn't be touched. It really couldn't be touched. This is a little bit of a difficult shot, Nick said, for him to get into, just because he's so massive. But here in the front lat spread, you could just see he's carved out of granite. Just absolutely amazing. But going from the prejudging into the night show, everything changed. Everything absolutely changed. And we could take a look here at the scorecard, and we can see this was not a competition between number 1 and number 2. This was not a competition for against Nick and Steve. In the prejudging, our supposed 1 and 2. What this turned into was a show for Nick and everyone else battling it out for second. And that is shown in the scorecards. Look at this. Nick's total score was 17. I'm not sure if everyone's familiar with how bodybuilding is judged, but each judge will give a number, and that number is their placement. So if there's 5 judges and everyone has Nick in first place, those 5 judges will tally up their scores, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then it equals 5. So his score total will be 5. And that's how bodybuilding is judged. So you can see here, Nick Walker, first place with a total of 17 points. Okay, second place, Iain Valliere, coming in at 43 points. That is not a competition between first and second place. It's a competition between second and third place to try to catch up to Nick. And you can see that with Steve Kuklo in third place with 45 points. So Iain completely came back in the night show to jump up, in my estimate, 2 spots and jump up into that second place spot to edge out Steve. An amazing night show from Iain. Not enough can be said about how he came back, fought back all the way up to second place. But the real narrative of the show should be Nick's overwhelming victory. Overwhelming. This is absurd, this point differential. Good for him. Congratulations to Nick. What an outstanding performance. So here's our top 3. Here's Nick, Iain, and Steve. It's just really interesting to really see that scorecard really put so much in perspective for me when I saw that scorecard. I really didn't think, at least as far as prejudging went, I didn't see it that crazy. Good for Nick. I'm so excited to see what he can do in the Olympia. With this springboard, I said in my other video, whoever wins the wins the Arnold is going to have such an incredible springboard of hype into the Olympia that I said earlier, whoever wins the Arnold, because I thought it would have either been Bonac, Nick, or Iain, almost guaranteed a top 5 placing in the Olympia, just off of hype alone, and the Olympia only being 2 weeks away. Here's Steve, who looked good, and he looked good. Always does. Beautiful structure. He's massive. He's still got a V taper. I mean, he's just a massive dude, and just edged him out. He got harder. He got super hard for the night show, which he does. And of course, 2021 New York champ and Arnold Classic champ. Total king. Total king. Congratulations, Nick. You deserve it. Rest up for 2 weeks. Do what, you and Matt, make the small adjustments you need to maintain or possibly get better. And can't wait to see you in the O, man. Now, Terrance Ruffin took the Classic Physique title. No, I don't have too much to say about this. He looked amazing. He looked beautiful. Beautiful physique. He earned it. Just edged out Alex. But just congratulations, Terrance Ruffin. You looked amazing. You're an amazing athlete, an amazing... I really think that the competitors in the Classic Physique, I don't know what it is about it, but they're just, I don't know, they seem so cool. It's like guys you just kind of want to hang out with. But to take a look at the Classic scorecard, you can see it's a little bit closer here. You can see that Terrance Ruffin had 6 points and Alex had 9. So it was a little bit closer for the Classic Physique division. I was a bit surprised, honestly, with the Classic. Some guys who I really weren't expecting to do well did great, like Courage. Good for him. God bless you, dude. I'm really psyched to see that, and I apologize for kind of glossing over you earlier. I'll definitely be keeping a better eye out for you. You deserve your great placing here. But I really thought the main competitors who I thought were going to do well outside of Brian Jones did exactly what I thought they were going to do. I thought Brian was going to actually place. I expected him to place a little bit higher, but 5th is still, in this lineup is still a great placing. But Logan, and then Alex, and then Terrance taking the 3-2-1 spot. Really kind of what I expected. I'm really disappointed with Peter Molnar's performance. I expected a little bit more out of him. I like his physique, so I'm just a little bit biased. I love his physique, and I've loved it for a long time. So I'm expecting better things from him coming up. But the Classic Physique, pretty much what I expected. It was a good showing. Really looking forward to these guys getting on stage. I just want to see Chris, to be honest. As far as Classic goes, the other guys are great. I love it. But this is Chris's division. And it's he's what brings the excitement, I think. His physique is what draws people's attention. It's Chris's physique. The other guys are great and they bring something nice to the stage, but let's be honest, this is Chris's division, and Terrance is the one Terrance came in second to Chris at the 2020 Olympia, so we'll see what he could do in 2 weeks, how he can improve, but it's really Chris's division. But these guys are still coming in great condition, looking great, and I'll tell you what, they do an awesome job of fulfilling that illusion of bodybuilding. They make themselves look bigger than they really perhaps are, and that's what bodybuilding is. It's really an illusion. Keeping your waist tiny, if you're lucky enough to have smaller joints and round muscle bellies like Phil Heath has, that's utilizing your strengths in bodybuilding, and these guys really do that very well in this classic division. So I'm excited to see the classic O and how that comes about. But with that being said, guys, that's the wrap up of the Arnold Classic. Great competitors, great time, and it was awesome that it was free to stream. So I hope everyone was able to catch it. I will see you shortly for another episode of The Forge, and I'm working on hopefully a roundtable discussion about the Olympia. Going to be an amazing show. God bless, guys.